young persons. In fact, last year I would have interviewed one of the arrangers and one smally little guy, I think he was about 15, 16, anywhere around there. They have done it. They came back this year and they did it. So let me see if I can get some stuff here. Hi, Patsy. Let me see if I get some results here. And of course, you saw St. Margaret's came second, but Minister Stuart Young is always there with St. Margaret's. He's one of the most famous steel pan rock puller. Oh, she's always there giving support to the school steel pan, especially St. Margaret's and all the schools in his area, St. Francois, and sorry, I'm not sure if Providence has take pan, but he's always there with the band. So I'm seeing here primary school finals. First place went to Sando Boys Steel, San Fernando Boys RC School. They played Dingole. The arranger was Lydia Litz Sicharan. I'm seeing a second place in Margaret's Boys Anglican. They played DNA. We had the third place Fabo Pan Giants at Fabo Government Primary School. They played Runaway. And then we had fourth place San Fernando Girls Government RC School. They played People by Cass. Fifth place was Geico Presbyterian Steel Orchestra. They played Runaway. Sixth place was Move On Epiphany Anglican Steel Orchestra. They played Lauren. Sixth place, St. Mary's Government Primary School. They played Inventors. Eighth place, Bethlehem Boys and Girls RC School. They also played Inventors. Ninth place, Nelson Street Boys RC, How I Living by Farm and Happy. 10th place, St. Paul's Boys, The Hammer. 11th place, Couva Anglican Primary School Steel Pan Orchestra, aka Cap Steel Pan Orchestra. They played first time by Destra. And 12th place, Newton Boys and Girls RC, they played Energy. In the second, so congratulations there again to all these primary school bands that took part, and the winner, San Fernando Boys RC School. Second place, St. Margaret's Boys Anglican. So we have now the give me a minute. Secondary school finals, place in first place Bishop Annecy and Trinity College East Steel Orchestra. They played Trinidad Sweet by voice, and I tell you the arrangers are young guys, Joquan Headley and Giovanni Cavanon Gibson. Second place was Naps Combined Steel Orchestra. Remember, I think last year they won, That was Naps Combined. I can't remember what they played, but they hot up the place too bad. So they came second. Third, so it had 2 seconds apparently. So it had SFGF Steel Orchestra, St. Francois Girls College. St. Francois comes second. Wow, with burn them. So that's 2 schools in the constituency. I'm Minister Stuart Young. We had 4th place now, St. Joseph Convent, Porter Spin Symphony Saints, How We Living. 5th place, El Dorado East Secondary School, The Fog. 6th place, Holy Faith Penal. Well, they were the winners. It was not last, it was the year before, but they had one also. Yeah, I think it was last year. They won year before, was one out of the 2 people. Holy Faith Convent Penal Orchestra, Pan by Storm, and we had Provi QRC Steel Orchestra, that's Providence and Queens Royal College. They had How I Living, and 8th place. This is Bishop Annecy School. They played Higher, and 9th place St. Joseph Convent, San Fernando. Then we had the under 21. First place winner is Renegade Youth Steel Orchestra. They mash up the whole place. They played Ula Tunche Inventory. Second place, Invaders Youth Steel Orchestra. Third place, Supernova Youth Orchestra. In fact, second place and another second place, Trinidad All Stars Youth Seal Orchestra. Wait. So it tie up everything. So one first and one second, 2 second, 3 second, 4. Look now, man. So after the winner, that is Renegades Youth Seal Orchestra, we have second place Invaders Youth Seal Orchestra, second Supernova Youth Seal Orchestra limit 278 points, 278 points Trinidad All Stars Youth Seal Orchestra, 278 points again Tropical Angel Harps Youth Seal Orchestra, and then we go to sixth place with 271 Desperados Youth Seal Orchestra. Seventh place Fontclair Juniors, eighth place Hilltopper Steel Academy, eighth place. So we have one eighth place, then another one Redemption Songsetters Steel Orchestra. We had another eighth place Cypria Deltones Junior Steel Orchestra. Then we have 11th place Birdsong Academy, another 11th place Phase 2 Pangrove Steel Orchestra. So people, that is just some news coming out there from the Steel Pan fraternity, and I understand that the Junior Panorama was the boss. The place was packed to capacity. Everybody had a good time. Parents and friends and family came out to support the young ones. So that is the place to be for Carnival. Now go out to the junior school panorama, primary school panorama, secondary school panorama. I could not make it, people, because you all know I was under the weather. I'm also seeing hi Tessa, hi Sharon, hi Jennifer, hi Miss Angela, hi Alana. I'm also seeing that Wendy's woman, sometimes we just pass it over because the amount of licks sometimes we don't be getting, but we just still support it. But I'm seeing here that in the Guardian, that was yesterday, Wendy's women wrapped up 3-0 series sweep against over Bangladesh. So Batatera syndicates on the back of an all-round effort from Janelia Glasgow. The West Indies women minus Captain Hayley Matthews and Vice Captain Shermaine Campbell brushed aside Bangladesh by 5 wickets in the third and fourth final of the T21 here at Warner's Park in St. Kitts on Friday. The victory ensured that the regional women secured the series 3-0 after the home side got the 105 runs needed for the loss of 5 wickets in 18.3 overs. With regular captain Hayley Matthews unwell and not in the playing 11, Shermaine Campbell returning to her homeland Guyana for personal reasons, standing captain Krishma Ramharak decided to field after winning the toss. The home side had to wait until the fourth over to get a breakthrough, as Steamer Glasgow had opener Moshida Khartoum caught for 12 with 24 runs on the board. Glasgow was at it again in the sixth over. This time she breached the defense of the other Bangladeshi opener, Dilara Aker, for 21. When off spinner Ashmini Munsar had Sharman Akir caught by Nisira Grayton for 6 at 48 for 3 in the seventh over, the visitors found it difficult from there on in to gain any meaningful momentum as wickets stumbled at regular intervals. It took a brisk 33 of 43 balls from Captain Negra Sultana Joyti to spruce up the visitors' score as they inched over the 100-run mark in the final over the innings. Overall, let me see. Right. Glasgow would seal an impressive evening with ball after she claimed her third wicket to finish with 3 for 15 from her 4 overs. In reply, the host made the chase look a lot harder than it was as they stuttered to 26 for 2 in the 6th over. As she did with the ball, Glasgow came up trumps with a bat as she hit 25 from 28 balls with 2 fours to set the home side back on track in run chase. When the hard-hitting Deandra Dutton fell for just 10, and Glasgow went soon after, the West Indies were at a stage 56-4 in the 11th over. However, Shabika Gajnabi with 27 not out from 25 balls and Zadira James with 40 not out from 22 balls ensured the home side would get over the line at 10 at 105-5 following the 44-run 6-wicket stand. Summarize scores. Bangladesh women 104.8 in 20 overs. Nigar Sultana Joyti 33. Dilara Akir 21, Jamila Glasgow 315 versus West Indies women 105 for 5 in 18.3 overs. Shabika Gajnabi 27 not out, Janilia Glasgow 25, Satira James 40 not out, Fatima Khatun 2 for 14, Sultana Khatun 2 for 13. It's nice to read these things, especially when it's them women and them getting on. You have to get them women and them support. Hi Gloria, hi Gladys, hi Curtin, hi Katia, my whole friend from La Hocketa. Katia and them was days in La Hocketa, girl, them think can't come back. People, them young people, you know, but them kind of love we stuff as youths growing up in La Hocketa body. Anyway, now continues. So I saw they had a farewell function for Dr. Rowley because, you know, he's not going back up again for elections, and he's also stepping aside as Prime Minister, and Minister Stuart Young is the one who has been tasked with taking the People's National Movement into election 2025. So there was a farewell ceremony for him, and this is in The Guardian. Rowley bids farewell to constituents. I am leaving you with hands. After 34 years as the Member of Parliament for Digger Martin, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley bid farewell to party members as well as constituency staff and friends in a ceremony on Saturday night at the Digger Martin Community South Community Centre. But his farewell created a stir when he mentioned a nominee hoping to contest the seat for the People's National Movement in the general election. Before beginning his address, the Prime Minister, who is expected to retire in the coming weeks, asked to thank his wife Sharon first instead of government officials as protocol usually dictates. During his speech, he praised her for the support she offered throughout his career. The people I really want to acknowledge tonight are the activists who made me what I've become and who made Digger Martin what we enjoy. As I move back into our community full-time and to Tobago, of course, which I will go to from time to time, we will walk in the park, our newest park. We will walk and shop in the mall because now, as I get up in the morning, I have no schedule to keep, he said to applause. The Prime Minister assured those in attendance that he was leaving the constituency in good hands. He interestingly singled out one of the party's candidates hoping to be elected as a PNM nominee for the seat for the upcoming general election, media personality Hans Devines. I know I'm leaving you in good hands. If I was leaving you in opposition, I would be concerned. But I'm leaving you with Foster Cummins. I'm leaving you with Naim Gatsby. I'm leaving you with Simon De Nobrega. I'm leaving you with Kazem Hossain. I'm leaving you with Hans, the VNC said to applause. Despite the Prime Minister's endorsement, constituency chairman Jackie Lazarus told Guardian Media yesterday that a nominee was not yet selected as a date for screening has not yet been decided. She said the Prime Minister is set to travel soon, so the screening would likely to be held on his return. Guardian Media was told by party sources that Devines is the favorite for the position, but temporary government Senator Yukima Bethelme also hopes to get the nod as well as other contenders. Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Dr. Amy Brown initially put his name forward but later withdrew his candidacy. During his farewell speech, the outgoing Prime Minister recalls starting his journey with the PNM in Tonapuna in 1974 before drifting into Four Roads Digger Martin in the mid 70s after leaving the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. As I return to live in my own house in the coming weeks, I come back to meet you very much like I met you in the beginning. Diego Martin, I'm proud of you, and I hope, Diego Martin, that after all these years of thick and thin, you are proud of me, Rowley said. During his career, he served as Minister of Agriculture, Planning and Development Minister, Housing Minister, as well as Trade and Industry Minister. Rowley became a senator in 1987 and was re-elected as MP for 9 consecutive parliamentary terms. He was elected as Diego Martin West MP in December 1991, replacing Margaret Hector of the National Alliance for Reconstruction. Between 1987 and 2008, he was the deputy political leader of the PNM before becoming the political leader of the party in 2010. Between 2010 and 15, he was the opposition leader before becoming the prime minister. And I too would want to tell Dr. Rowley, thank him for his service to Trinidad and Tobago, and also thank his wife. Because if you don't have a happy wife, you ain't gonna have a happy life. So I want to thank her. So whatever he was doing kept her happy. She was happy that he there, but now he would all retire. Time for me to sit back and enjoy the grandchildren and thing, and leave them politics to them young ones. We only hope that Kamala could say such, but then again. So let me continue. I a new fishing depot in
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says the government is investing heavily in Moruga's development.
And that is why the government has been systematically investing in bringing Moruga into the national economy. It doesn't come by just saying so or by flipping a switch. It largely comes by building the infrastructure so that the population on the south coast can be connected to the rest of the nation for more reasons than one.
And while the Works and Transport Minister reveals that Cabinet has already approved the second phase of this project, with NIDCO already issuing tenders which close in March, he warns residents that whether the project comes to fruition is in their hands.
So I want to give you, the people of Moruga, the assurance that once you exercise your right and you vote the right way, nobody will stop this project.
Phase 1 of the new Ganchime Fishing Center at Lalum Road in Moruga cost $66 million. The National Infrastructure Development Company built the fishing center in collaboration with the Ministry of Works and Transport. It has 91 storage units for boat engines, fishing supplies, chillers, and cold storage. It also has CCTV coverage, a wastewater treatment plant, and external solar-powered night lighting. Phase 2 of the project will involve the establishment of a sheltered offshore port. The Prime Minister encouraged young people to consider a future within the fishing industry.
Many young men and women in this area can do extremely well if they attach their interest to what's in the sea outside, because the sea is yours. The resources out there, they're yours. And if you spend your time investing out there, working out there and bringing in fish, once the fish comes to land, this facility is here to make sure that you get the great benefit of feeding the nation.
He told residents developing the fishing sector is part of the government's efforts to diversify the economy while securing Trinidad and Tobago's food security. Sasha Wilson, CNC3 News.
I hope that the people of Moruga make good use of that facility.
So this video is for the person who take my perfume from off my dressing.
Oh, sorry about that. Me know who teach she thing of she dressing table, but it's with me and nobody here. Right. So I hope the people of Moruga make use of that fishing depot and that there's maintenance to it because they know how much money it costs and the kind of things that it have. Library have their own money. What it this what's the name of the thing, boy? Where they doing the steel sheeting and thing for pipes and stuff to run the gas and all, you know the thing. It have that up there too. So a lot of work is happening in those areas where young people can get work, where the people of Library and Moruga can get work. So I hope they make use of it and don't turn around and ball. PNM never do nothing and nobody never give you nothing. So let me continue. I found this to be so funny. This is Michelle Sylvester. She's a Calypsonian. Yeah, I think she's a Calypsonian. She was talking about going to get her ID card. I want to know if you all share her same sentiments. You all could just put up a comment as you all after you all listen.
When ID card, because my ID card expired last year in November or somewhere there. I said, go and renew it because when the election bell ring, you want to be less stranded, you can't vote. I go on for my ID card to renew my ID card today. I had everything they asked me to bring. You could tell me that them doesn't do you that first fight with them pictures? Will it be real? Are wrong or right? Somebody in EBC, because that is ABC, somebody in them office that say, let this photography take place here and let them look stupid because, darling, I took 4 pictures. Not one of them pictures come out looking good. Not one. I tell you, man, take the next one. Shiko. I look at it, the thing come out good. I say, go again. Shiko, next one. Hear me, that is me? He said, yeah. I said, well, all right, I can have to take that. I know I couldn't say the whole day because all now I can still be the man, take out the next one, take out the next one. Not a picture come out looking good. I said, but where is this? I started looking at people. I said, but where is this? I said, who come up with this sort of photography that we mustn't look good on the ID card? I want one person to tell me them looking fabulous on the ID card. You could put up how much makeup, how much eyelashes, you could do what? You could go and get a makeup artist to beat your face.
Right, as I tell you, videos are just cutting on videos. And what you're saying is so true. I don't see nobody ID card picture, but it does look good. Mine's looking terrible on your business. I just glance at it once and that is it. And when the people look down and watch me, I'll be saying, I wonder if they think it's the same person, boy, but nobody ID card picture does look good. Just have it looking like a convict, like a no escape hurry from somewhere. I don't know why. You don't get a chance to kind of nothing. Before you could sit down and think good, it don't take out already. You can't smile, you have to look serious. I don't know, but she have a point. None don't look, let me see, yes, the picture little, all your ID card pictures look horrible and you have it for 10 years. But I think it has to do more with a very stark face so that when they could identify, because if they got somewhere, you know, a smile or real makeup, that may not be you. I don't know, but I never hear nobody say the ID card picture does look good. You know, I was watching about, oh God, did the bunker make me look so? So I said, I just share that with you because I found it to be so funny. Another plane, I don't know what's happening in America. Another plane has crashed in America. I don't get it. This is, no, what's happening here? Listen to this.
A warning, this report from David Blevins contains images that some viewers may find distressing from the outset, including the moment of the crash.
Just 30 seconds after takeoff, a medical transport jet crashed to the ground in a bowl of fire. The plane had a child patient and 5 others on board.
Wow. Holy cow.
The jet was on its way to Missouri after departing Northeast Philadelphia Airport.
Oh, God.
The moment of impact recorded by air traffic control.
Runway 24, what's going on down there? We have a lost aircraft. We're not exactly sure what happened, so we're trying to figure it out.
A major incident has been declared. The president posting on social media, "So sad to see the plane go down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. More innocent souls lost. Our people are totally engaged. First responders are already being given credit for doing a great job. More to follow. God bless you all." Officials on the ground are scrambling for answers.
It was only afloat for a very short period of time before something went terribly wrong and it crashed. Investigators are poring over the crash site right now. Further updates will be provided as soon as they are available, but I want to be clear that we will find a cause for this tragedy.
Residents have been told to stay away from the scene as authorities begin their investigation. The crash happened just blocks from the Roosevelt Mall in the city in a residential neighborhood. One person who was in a car has died, at least 19 others on the ground injured. It's eerily quiet here at the scene, people struggling to process that an airplane has crashed into a densely populated area just 2 days after America's worst aviation disaster in nearly a quarter of a century, that mid-air collision in the skies above Washington. Another grim task for air accident investigators, with people again asking what could have been done to prevent this.
Well, yeah. What has happened in America? This is second plane in the space of some days. I want all to listen to this. I tell you, I want all to listen to this. When Trump talking about tariffs.
Don't let your boy and stress you out this summer.
Seems to be the preferred instrument for Mr. Trump, or for his incoming administration. However, I would say someone need to really tell Mr. Trump, the president-elect, and soon to be the president, that the tariffs are paid by the American people, mostly the consumers. It's not paid by China or the Chinese government at all. So, in a sense, the tariffs against China or against the Canadians or the Mexicans or any other country are a kind of tax against the American people. It is one of the reasons why it fueled inflation and eroded the quality of life of the American people. I'm sure Mr. Trump cares about a more balanced trade, but tariff is probably the worst instrument he can wield on imports. There must be other ways which can help the Americans achieve their strategic goal without, for example, inflating the tariffs, because the tariffs are paid by the American people.
Okay. So I don't know if President Trump knows these things. But I continues. I want to give all you a little story, and then I will continue. You know, that's in our African tradition, we do a lot of talking, yeah, Nancy, and all these other things that we hear, how we tell our stories. So I want to tell you all this. So it's a fable. It's don't argue with donkeys, it says here. The donkey said to the tiger, "The grass is blue." The tiger replied, "No, the grass is green." The discussion heated up and the two decided to submit him to arbitration and for this they went before the lion, the king of the jungle. Already before reaching the forest clearing, where the lion was sitting on his throne, the donkey began to shout, "His Highness, is it true that the grass is blue?" The lion replied, "True, the grass is blue." The donkey hurried and continued, "The tiger disagrees with me and contradicts and annoys me. Please punish him." The king then declared, "The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence." The donkey jumped gleefully and went on his way content and repeated, "The grass is blue, grass is blue." The tiger accepted his punishment, but before he asked the lion, "Your Majesty, why have you punished me? After all, the grass is green." The lion replied, "In fact, the grass is green." The tiger asked, "So why are you punishing me?" The lion replied, "That has nothing to do with the question of whether the grass is blue or green. The punishment is because it is not possible for a brave and intelligent creature like yourself to waste time arguing with a donkey, and on top of that, come and bother me with that question. The worst waste of time is arguing with a fool and fanatic who does not care about truth or reality, but only the victor of his belief and illusions. Never waste time on arguments that don't make sense. There are people who, no matter how much evidence you present to them, are not in the capacity to understand, and others are blinded by ego, hatred, and resentment, and all they want is to be right, even if they are not. When ignorance screams, intelligence is silent. Your peace and quiet are worth more. Yeah? So I continue. So I see that I think she's Jamaican. Beautiful young lady. And she's speaking about Trinidad, Southern, or Guyana. Barbados exporting, Jamaica exporting oil to Trinidad or something like that. So let me just play what she's saying.
Jamaica exporting fuel oil to Trinidad?
For the first time ever, Jamaica Petrojam is exporting fuel to Trinidad and Tobago. And to that, we're looking to a million barrels of fuel oil, valued at about 90 million US.
Did he just say 1 million barrels? That's Telroy Morgan, the general manager at Petrojam, Jamaica's oil refinery. Now, Jamaica actually doesn't produce oil, but Trinidad does. So this announcement took me completely by surprise. But apparently, Petrotrin has been down since like 2019.
Trinidad, who has oil, their refinery shuttered about 6 years ago, and so they have been importing. But over those many years, Petrojam has been trying to get in, so to speak, and it has finally happened.
Well, that explains Trinidad's foreign exchange issues. They produce oil, but they don't refine it anymore, so they're exporting it raw and about to buy it back refined from Jamaica. Apparently, this batch is some special marine fuel, though.
It's a fuel mainly for marine vessels, tankers.
But still, the optics. In my opinion, this signals a power shift in CARICOM, which has been at least 10 years in the making. And that's probably why, according to Telroy, this deal took so long.
I want to tell the beautiful young lady, know a little about our situation before you hype up yourself. That explains the foreign exchange issue. Let me play this here. She may have missed this.
Let's talk briefly, madam, speak about Petrotrin. Because you see, there's a lot of false narrative taking place with respect to Petrotrin. In fact, just over the weekend, not surprisingly, a video starts to circulate with one of those persons who hold office for life in an entity that who knows what they do, based on a document talking about subventions from the Ministry of Finance. Completely out of context. First point, Petrotrin was not shut down. Petrotrin still exists today. Petrotrin is costing the people of Trinidad and Tobago today. And let the member for point of here, who is one that likes to profess some knowledge, understand Petrotrin is costing the people of Trinidad and Tobago today in short-term loans taken out to purchase crude, $420 million US. That is the legacy of Petrotrin that continues to exist. But we restructured it. So there's TPHL, Trinidad Petroleum Holdings Limited, which is the holding company, which is the parent company of Petrotrin, Heritage, Warakara, and Paria. Paria brings in fuel for Trinidad and Tobago and the region. Petrotrin continues to cost us $420 million US on short-term loans that when you roll it, because they can't pay it off, the interest rate continues to rise, and that money was utilized to buy crude. Let me briefly tell the people about the management of Petrotrin. In 2011, again, that period of 10 to 15, because they pretend that period didn't exist, but the people of Trinidad and Tobago remember it, and they decimated, they destroyed the energy sector. And that bothers, in particular, the member for Siparia, who likes to repeat it because it is true. In 2011, Petrotrin made a net profit of $2.4 billion. In 2012, it dropped to $1 billion. So immediately you can see something wasn't going right to lose almost $1.5 billion of profit. 2013, the profit dropped to $15 million. 2013, Petrotrin's profit dropped to $15 million from $2.5 billion in 2011. That was management of Petrotrin. By 2014, we were now in a loss of $201 million. And that is for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. By 2015, the loss had turned to $1 billion. In 2016, for almost $5 billion because US oil had dropped to US $25 a barrel. By 2018, the loss for the people of Trinidad and Tobago was $16 billion because the chickens had come home to roost. Because of the mismanagement, and it is irrefutable. Anyone can go and research this and see that in that period of 10 to 15, they drove Petrotrin into a loss-making entity that we still carry on the books today. We were faced with the auditors telling us that there was $4 billion in losses that they wanted to write off. Again, I was tasked and mandated along with the then Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, to meet with the auditors of Petrotrin to understand this. And the auditors told us, you have to write off over $4 billion in carried forward tax losses. I said, but that would make the company insolvent. Why are you doing this now if these losses were being carried since 2013, 2014? And that is one of the things we had to deal with. We also had to deal with two bonds coming due, $850 million US and $750 million US. So almost 12 billion TT dollars coming due in a company now that had these losses and was insolvent. So let those who like to talk about Petrotrin deal with these facts and these issues, because that was the reality of Petrotrin. But I'm happy to report, and it was not an easy decision. We had to consider every single worker, but it had outlived its use. We were no longer producing. I showed how in the UNC period they dropped the production of oil by almost 40,000 barrels of oil a day, but they pretend that didn't happen. So if you have to import oil to put into a refinery, it makes no sense. If the uplifting cost, which is the cost of taking the oil out of the ground, was costing more than the sale price you could get of the oil. How does that make sense? So we took the difficult decision. The taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago paid the workers of Petrotrin, as hard as it was, $2.7 billion in cash to go home with, restructured it. And today, Heritage, which is the exploration and production company, as a result of the new management, as a result of new techniques, new tooling, etc., is declaring net profits in the billions. P&M style.
Right, so sometimes we must get all the information and stuff. Petrotrin wasn't making the money. And we have us to buy crew to come to supplement what we have here to make it to come up. So come now, man. So let me probably minister to say today concerning. But it'll be so happy to, talk about Trinidad. That's just my opinion I give it. So the minister had this to say today concerning that same deal.
This transaction we've negotiated with Jamaica is the fulfillment of a commitment that I made to Jamaica. We began discussing, Minister Vaz began discussing for the last 2 years, how could we promote the bilateral relationship with Jamaica. As you know, Paria was set up because Petrotrin refining was making billions of dollars in losses. It had gone from a positive to a negative. By the time it was shut down, we had to write off over $12 billion in losses. So Petrotrin was no longer refining in a manner that it could be profitable. Petrotrin's refineries goes to 175,000 barrels a day. Petrojam refinery is a much smaller refinery, 38,000 barrels of oil today. So all this transaction is we've agreed, currently finalizing the negotiation to purchase about 500,000 barrels of marine fuel, which Paria has been purchasing. So it is a promotion of our bilateral relationship with Jamaica, which I'm very proud because they're a close partner of ours, as well as CARICOM. This is what CARICOM is meant to be.
Right? So it's one for all and all for one. We ain't gonna have no one from 10 and leave nothing, right? We moving together. All of we is one family. So let me continue, people. Let me just think this blast from the past because I like to say the pain. I'm never do nothing for nobody. And they never do nothing for the people that beat them and love until they see that. That's a stronghold and love until they do nothing. Okay. This was in the 80s. Well, I actually heard of a minister called Mrs. Marilyn Gordon. I'd like to tell you how long this was. This was a graduation at Silat Trade Center. You hear that? Silat had a trade center. I will surely repeat it after I read it. Mrs. Marilyn Gordon, Minister of Sport, Culture and Youth Affairs, addresses the graduating class at Silat Trade Center on Tuesday. That was back in the day. Congratulating the graduates on their achievement, the minister reminded them that the aim of the 8 trade centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago is to help youths develop self-reliance. Mrs. Gordon also added that it was for this reason that fire prevention and small business management were taught along with the vocational subjects of masonry, carpentry, joinery, and cabinet making. Speaking of the dedication of the staff at the Ministry of Sport, Culture and Youth Affairs, Mrs. Gordon noted that no amount of money can replace satisfaction. That satisfaction, she observed, could only be enjoyed where there was room for growth. With this in mind, the ministry introduced a training program for instructors employed at the trade centers. This program included further training in the various skills and a course in guidance counseling. Also attending a graduation exercise were Mr. C.A. Peason-Hill, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs, and Mr. David Farrell, Youth Development Advisors. I'm going to show you what it looked like. But you can see the black and white picture. This is from 1980, I think 84. They say the PNM do have nothing and never had nothing for young people. It had what? A trade center down Silas. You hear what they did? Masonry, carpentry. Okay. That was a blast from the past. So let me continue. There is a woman, I think that's the same person, I say again, who was in a protest with me in front of PSA. I'm quite certain it is her. And when she was even, she said, John, I don't have any, let me know one thing. I say, right. Yeah. No, see, no, like, you know. And next thing I tell her, I think I see her with come up beside business and them and something with his son and lawyer and whatever. And I think they're saying that her name is Candace Edwards. So, Miss Edwards, if it's the same person, was in Grandy when Minister Young and MP Monroe and Member of Parliament Foster Cummins and a whole set of them went up there to give support and walk the area. And she came out and she wanted to address the MP. Okay, so let me see if I get it here for you to listen.
So I want to know what plans you have for northeastern settlement and environment. No, I have just direct this conversation. Again, you ask Mr. Stuart Young. Okay, all right. I want to try to take him on myself. No, as you know, as you know, we have a lot of youths in the back here. When you are asking questions, why are they running off? We're asking questions. I am asking questions. I have a lot of delinquent youths. Why am I supposed to put my hand in red for the body say? Stuart Young pull them away. I ask them questions. If all they want my vote, all they have to show me why I supposed to vote for the PNM. Why I supposed to vote for the PNM? I want to know why. So I tried to ask Mr. Monroe some questions, and Mr. Stuart Young would have pulled him away because they're shying from the questions, and the questions I would have asked what they have in store for the youth of northeastern settlement and environs, and the fact that they could shy away from you is because they're on folly, they're on shit.
All right. So let me show you what the person talking they look like. I don't know why people does allow people to chain them up. And I'm convinced of that chain up, and I'll tell you why I'm convinced of that chain up. I'll comment it just now. Look in the video here.
Like, I ask you a question, tell me what you have in store for with children. Plenty children have no jobs, nothing in place.
A few moments later.
A recount of the successful youth caravan is...
Right? I have nothing for the children. Yes, no. I'm going to play it here again.
And to show them this, if they mean business, why when I ask him questions, they rush him off? That's to show you just pappy show, they come into pappy show we again. Pappy show, lies and pappy show. That's the first time I would have ever seen Monroe in my whole entire life, and I saw born Sandy Grandy and I saw born Sandy Grandy and I'm born and I'm growing Sandy Grandy. And I ask him questions and nobody is saying nothing. Stuart Young pull him away. And they come into give us a life. I ask you a question, tell me what you have in store for with children. Plenty children have no jobs, nothing in place. I don't know what to do for you. I can never forget you. The last 10 years ago when we win the election, we campaigned to this house about house, sir. And we
few moments later.
What program it for the young people? First and foremost, young people need to want something for themselves, and I'm saying this as a young person who has also been in the youth space, serving in a variety of organizations. Youth to youth, big man thing, playing top band manners. There are a lot of programs and opportunities out there, but the question is, one, are most young persons paying attention? Are they knowledgeable about the opportunities that they can benefit from? And if they are knowledgeable about some of these initiatives, do they actively take advantage of it? People always asking, what is the government doing for youth? What programs it have for youth? Listen, if it's one country that have programs for youth, it shouldn't have answered you. You're academically inclined, you go to school, you have your scholarships, your bursaries once you do well, even if you don't do so well. You have a gate, even though it's mean tested, you get that support. So being a success, no matter what is your family background or history, you can build yourself if you so desire. And I'm not disputing that people don't have environmental setbacks, right? I'm not saying that because nobody is the same. But broadly speaking, the opportunities are there. For those who are not so academically inclined, well, no self-interest activities, no self. What happens to things like CCC, NESC, where you introduce so many training programs to young persons to get skills to monetize the trade that they're learning, skills that would wean them off of our government work, skills that you learn and be able to branch off as an entrepreneur. I know a few persons who went to trade schools. They're well learned in the trade. They don't need no work from nobody. You call them up, AC, plumber. These are people who want to be making money. You want it for yourself too. You're interested in cars. There's an opportunity for you as well in the automotive industry. Take advantage of the opportunities that are there, because I just really get irked when I hear people say, well, what opportunities are for the youth? There are plenty of opportunities for the youth. Plenty. Are we, as young people, actively taking advantage of these opportunities? That's the question. If you're interested in skills development and opportunities for yourself as a young person, you know what you would do? If you're really invested, you could follow all the ministry social media pages and their website just to be in tune with what you can benefit from. You even have a small business as a young person, you could apply to Netcode to support your financial endeavors as a youth entrepreneur. Like, come on. I was talking to a young man, and he had left one job. I don't know if he was fired or if he left voluntarily. And I saw an advertisement for one of these services. Could have been TTPS or TTFS. I can't remember, but I sent him as well. These people recruiting, and you know that these are kind of show money thing. You could go in, you could be a serviceman, and at least it's a decent salary. He comes telling me, me I like police, I don't just police. Some people are they like, I can't force you to like something, right? But what we need to understand as young people too, opportunities are there. And sometimes you have to take the opportunities that present themselves to you before you could achieve your goals. I'm saying this to say, there are some people, before they go to university or before they end up in the career that they had dreamt for, they didn't turn down opportunities for other employment. They didn't turn down opportunities to build their skill set. They took advantage of every opportunity that came their way to make themselves more palatable in the job market. There are some people who view our generation as lazy, and I personally agree with them. Some of us are very lazy and don't want nothing good, but at the end of the day, we all have our conscience. We all have an idea of what we want. And if it is that we want a fast life, say we want a fast life. Don't say the opportunities not there, because they're there in bold text, italic, and underline.
Right? So apparently, this woman, I don't know where she was when these things were happening in Grandy, because she's from Grandy. I say people as let people chain them up. I'm convinced this is a chain up.
I'm telling all the youth and them take advantage of this opportunity in Trinidad.
God knows how I settle myself. God knows how I better myself. So sometimes when you feel like nobody can help me, I just get up and get it myself. God knows I go hard for the money. I go hard for the cash. No. Jaja give me blessings in the morning and protect me and my hustle come and bless. Yeah.
A wide range of programs to put a package together and to demonstrate to them all the avenues in terms of skills training, in terms of education, in terms of jobs, and in terms of assistance.
All my life, they're trying to keep me down.
Very informative, it's very useful for you to actually don't know what they want to do. Because I am actually finishing this year, and then too, so let's just what you want to know.
All my life, they be trying to keep me down.
There's a caravan, youth caravan going through Sandy Grandy. Let me see this one.
Damn, Ting. To do this, but I really feel like I have to remind some of y'all, like, that I'm different. And nobody's like me. Nobody can outwork me. Nobody can out-hustle me.
Goodness gracious, God my change up, still didn't change us. They still say, look, it's outrageous. If you ain't with the fam, what's your status? Ain't no frustration, share A plus. In the back of the Benz, cause it's vicious. Better not get too close, it's contagious. Running up CTS, the revenge and a bit of mistakes, try. When them do me wrong, I'm just a man, not just pray at night. How I live, better than them. How I look, better than them. How I feel, better than them. Better than them. No problem.
If she was serious, may hear this one.
This is the most effective strategy to access youth opportunities in Trinidad and Tobago. The Ministry of Youth Development and National Service is hosting a career education and health caravan just to the young people of Mia, Rio Claro Beach and environs. Happening this Saturday at the Rio Claro Recreation Ground between the hours of 2 to 6 p.m. Come out and hear from over 25 different state agencies that are bringing opportunities just to you. Want to access a program with stipend? Want to learn about opportunities in agriculture? This event is just to you. There'll also be an entrepreneurial village as well as different fun activities. And as a bonus, they'll be bringing live entertainment from some of Trinidad and Tobago's most favorite local artists. So what are you waiting for? This Saturday, all roads lead to the Rio Claro Recreation Ground. See you there.
If that woman was serious about what it have for the youth, the Minister of Youth Development National Services was there. She could even ask her MP when are they bringing our next caravan that to come into Grandy for the young people. She could have asked all those things, but she wasn't on those things. That was clearly political, and I understand today Pastor Google may have spoken about it and whatever it is, and she gonna make TikTok and calling up in him and all that. And you see, this is the thing I just can't understand. If you're going out there and you're eating up and crying on yourself and talking things, and somebody come and counteract what you're saying with the truth, you can't vex with the person. You're operating as if nothing for the young people. You did not, I could tell you, I feel it in my being, in my opinion. You didn't really want to find out not many young people. You just use that as an opportunity to slight Minister Stuart Young and to kind of embarrass the MP and to show up yourself and get on. Because look how you, I don't think you even know how it'll be looking if it's the same person Candace said was. I don't even think you just understand how you're looking. I really don't think you understand how you're looking and how people looking at you again. When people not impressed, you know. And if you all laugh at you and think with you and tell you, yes, still going on, then laughing at you too. Because what you're doing not making sense. It's better they come out and say, when a caravan coming up here again. When we get a caravan to come up here, what do you minister, you development, wait. Minister, wait, you could have done that, but you wasn't ready on no youth because that's a real thing for youth. Anyhow. Well, they continue, and they always have them looking a particular way. Does all of them look a particular way? I don't know if UNC does go and seek them out, or them does seek out UNC. I don't know which one. Anyways, let me continue. Oh, Jesus. So this is what a gentleman had to say about Hilira Kamla.
Good day, Trinidad and Tobago, and Happy New Year. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and the UNC family, the PNM and Dr. Keith Rowley has once more outfoxed the UNC and Kamla Persad-Bissessar by not seeking re-election. He gave his party a fighting chance in the next general election. He saw the betterment of the PNM because he knew he couldn't win the next general election. So he gave his party a fighting chance. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, please give the UNC a chance. Do like the Honorable Keith Rowley. No matter what they say about the man, and I say too, he stepped down. Please step down. Give the UNC a chance to win the next general election. And I know a lot of people are going to bash me and say a lot of things. When you're thinking about saying things to me, look at your children, your little kids who have to go to school. Look at your business, look at everything, your safety, and see what is happening and how the UNC can win the next general election. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, you lost 9 elections. You want a next chance for what? You need somebody who can fight the PNM, who can come out on the streets. Not literally fight, but fight for the people. Go in the market, walk the market, go in the temple, the mosque, the church, hit the streets, campaign day and night to be the PNM. The PNM is a machine. You cannot do that. You cannot do that from the back of a van and touch people and think you will win. You cannot win like that. People, wake up. Kamla, please, Mrs. Bissessar, please give the country a chance. Step down. Look at what Rowley did for you. You going home with $81,000 every month. He going home with more. You're comfortable. You're settled. People cannot buy food. If you go, this country we will win the next general election. We will win. Give the people a chance to win, Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Give the people a chance. Thank you.
Well, one or two things. Dr. Rowley didn't give Kamla no money. It's 900 and something senior public officers. There's a process that had to be done by the SRC, the Salary Reviews Commission, that was appointed by the president in consultation with the prime minister and opposition leader. So Kamla didn't know them too. Dr. Rowley know them too, the president know them too. And their job is to go and look and find whatever information and whatever to increase the salaries of the 900 plus senior public officers that include the prime minister, opposition leader, and all politicians. So this continued conversation about Dr. Rowley give them. Dr. Rowley ain't give nothing. Because in 2013, when the same Salary Reviews Commission came with the salaries for them, Kamla said that not enough, but basically that's what she said. and I think Minister Emberson and they had to go back. Since 2013, they come back last year. So that's why people talking about he give. He ain't give nobody. He just accept what the SRC come with now. So Kamala get nice, just like 900 senior public officers that include in it permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries and heads of departments and other senior public officers in other departments all over Trinidad and Tobago. So let me get that out of the way. two. Kamala Prasad is saying going to study you, Mr. Was step down. Why you saying that here what Kamala said?
Well, today they have raising selfish man. It's a raising, greedy, selfish young man. They did so taking the pressure of Joe Biden and I'm unemphasizing and abuse your young. Unlike Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they will defeat it. Happy New Year, everyone. A very, very blessed and happy New Year.
All right. Kamala said, Dr. Rory is a greedy, lazy old man replaced by a greedy, lazy young man. You hear the drunk in the back? I'm sure he has been several. We didn't even know if you know where to say be sober again. But Mr. who was calling for Kamala said, "Don't. You better go and rock in a rocking chair or in your hammock and sing Sweet Jesus," yes? Oh, let me continue, people. Hi, Robert. Hi, Helen. What is wrong with... I don't... Listen now. The UNC does find the people to bad talk African who does look... They does look terrible. Me and I can tell you, they does look horrible. They does have a self-looking... I don't know if it's the nasty works they're doing that I start to tell them that does look so good. They don't look right. So let me continue. So, Kamala Prasad Bissessa talking about the old lazy man. And the man they telling you can't walk in no market, nothing. Nobody want to just on your truck and touching nobody. But she talking about who lazy and old. Kamala Prasad Bissessa the man right. You can't go and walk in no market by yourself. In fact, you can't walk nowhere by yourself. But let me continue. You stay right there, darling. You stay right there. You're the boss. So I hear this piece of back and all. I want Kamala to answer them back, you know. She doesn't hear mouth for certain people. So this here who I'm going to be featuring now, this here is Vijay Maharaj. I think if my memory serves me right, he is the first son of Sat Maharaj with his wife Shanti. Now, Shanti was the daughter of Badis Sagan Maharaj, and when she was 14 years old, and Sat Maharaj was 21 years old, he was a teacher. He married Shanti, and I think she probably had 5 children. I can't remember too much, but I know Vijay is one of the first ones. So Vijay is now the head of the Mahasabha. And I think I remember him somewhere saying that something he said that if you feel my father was, I'm paraphrasing it, that's how I think it was. Me think so. You know, I could have my opinion. Well, look out for me. If all they think he was bad, all right, well, they go see Ting here now. So this was 20 hours ago. Mahasabha tells you when she stop insulting Hindu community. Now, I will read this. I'm going to play all the way say. Now, again, they get a next Negro. I remember the Monday Night Forum when Kamala didn't show up and Julian John run things, the next Negro. The one who it is alleged, one of them saved it, tell she go and clean the toilet, now she go and clean it. And she looked something like the woman was eating up, she said there with the nose flying all over. Yeah, fine, sir. Anyways, I digress. So on the online forum, she started to talk about Minister Siocho, and again, that does want to please the Indian massa. started to talk about Stuart Raja something and Angus this, whoever. Well, Vijay come out in the Rukung Katungkung. I want to see how they will deal with this. This is what Vijay had to tell them. Vijay, you're damn right. They took blasted out that place. And they like to show themselves for the Indian slave master. So this is what Vijay had to say. Vijay cut no.
If you want to play politics, play politics. But I am going to read something here that was issued and a statement it's in the newspaper. UNC is the Stuart Lal Bihari Young, a soon-to-be PM, claims to be of East Indian ancestry. If his mother is Patricia Hussain, he's entitled to do whatever he wants. But when you start, and this is what is beginning to irk the Hindu community in Trinidad, not me alone, but the Hindu community. Stuart Rajesh Young, Angus, not me alone, but the Hindu community. Stuart Rajesh Young, Angus Ramesh Young. I have to ask the question, if their mother is a Muslim and their father is a Roman Catholic or whatever, why all these social media posts? Why all these advertisements on television and so forth doesn't have Stuart Muhammad Young and Angus Yakub Young? Why they have Indian Hindu names? Because we are bubbles? Why? I want an answer. My community needs an answer. Their mother is a Muslim. We want an answer. And there was one post that was very pertinent to that statement. And it was done by a Miss Ali. Someone needs to give Jolene John, I am reading here, social media. Someone needs to give Jolene John a tutorial. SY, meaning Stuart Young's family, on the mother's side is a Muslim, so they will not have names like Rajesh and Ramesh. This attempt at ridiculing and using Hindu names is disrespectful to both Muslims and Hindus. This is what is taking place on the political platform of one political party at this point in time. This is what is taking place. Let them answer it. Why Ramesh and Rajesh? Why not Yakub and Muhammad? Because you're afraid? You're afraid to call out the Muslim name for some reason? Is there a fear? And the Hindus are the bullies? No, we will not stand for it any longer.
That good for Julian and them, the dotish, who again want to please the slave master, Kamla. The dotish. Listen to the father. All remember this? Take this in all your ruku.
This is Kamla Prasad Bisesra. I want to tell you that we're going to free up the Hindu vote. Another thing I want to tell you, Kamla, we sent you an invitation for our Indian Arrival Day program Wednesday at Lakshmi College. You are due to talk.
But I want to tell you now, I revoke that invitation. You are not welcome on our compound. Kabla Farsan Misesa, you are not welcome on our compound. You take for granted. You could behave anyhow. You do what you want, eat what you want, drink what you want. Play the ass all over the place. And the Hindu will still vote for you. Kabla, those days are over. We are asking the Hindus to free their vote. Vote for whichever party has the best program. Vote for whichever candidate is the best candidate. Not because they're Indian and Hindu or woman. The Hindu vote is going to be freedom. No more voting because you belong to the same race or the same caste. Kamla, you are going to pay a hell of a price. A hell of a price. You're going to pay a hell of a price. Right?
Hey, Vijay, free up the Hindu votes, Vijay. They too out of place and disrespectful. So the man who had on his striped shirt, who wished Kamla to think, she's the queen. Let me get the correct word for the Indian thing, because next thing, you see Vijay make a whole thing and Mahasabha strike back and call up my whole name. So I have to find a word for the Indian Maharaj. I'll go find it. She minds, she is everything. Oh, wait now. Let me continue. So, excuse me. While Kamala there talking she foolishness and Jolene John gets set up in this whole scene, and the one in Grandy talking a pack of foolishness. And I know, I am convinced it was just about creating bacchanal and confusion. It had nothing to do with no young people in Grandy. Because it had other things could be addressed or other ways could be done to address that. And it had the peoples there, the right peoples there. You could ask that question to, because that is the man who will tell you what it are for young people. You wasn't interested in that. Yeah, it was really gutter. That was the knowing through gutter. With all the weave and the makeup and the lash and all that, is gutter. So let me continue. So this is what Mr. Ferreira would have said. Mr. Freddie Ferreira, who is a stalwart in the People's National Movement. He's also a very good historian. And so let me see it here. Give me a minute. This is what he would have written. It says, right on, Stuart Young. Let me try and open this thing. A lot has been said within recent times about our Prime Minister in waiting, whom I will respectfully refer to as Chinese Stuart. The Honorable Prime Minister himself has given his own history of Chinese Stuart and the Chinese connection. As a senior citizen, I merely wish to add my limited knowledge of our Chinese connection, which so far has not been fully identified. The Li Lum family was among our early pioneers in the energy sector. Hing King was one of our early industrial pioneers with his invention in brewery. William H. Scott, founder of the affluent Scott family dynasty, continues to be amongst our most successful real estate developers and hardware merchants with family connection at Movietone, Mongol direction of Guyana. Norman Tang, former mayor of Port of Spain, was our first Minister of Health. Max Sawong was also a former Minister of Health. Cornelius Bliss Max, Taiwan, former Deputy Mayor of Port of Spain. Alderman Francis Lau, Port of Spain City Council. Councillor Michael Li Lueng, Port of Spain City Council. Captain Sidney Lee Lum, former owner of the Best Creek blocks, introduced Wells Fargo long before the arrival of Brinks and the local security industry. The Chow family, parents of the late Senator Alwyn Chow from Kunapo, Sandy Grande, proprietors and hardware dealers, Dr. Edward Adolphus Lee, Mayor of San Fernando, the well-known Marley and Mafu families from Arima and Sandy Grande, cocoa and coffee merchants and hardware dealers, the Chinley dynasty, the Gillett dynasty, L.J. Williams dynasty. Michael J. Williams was president of the Senate. Ronnie J. Williams, former senator-elect of both the federal and national parliament, longest-serving chairman of the Carnival Development Committee. Rupert Tang Chung, cricket all-rounder and captain of the Trinidad and Tobago team. Not to be forgotten, meal manure around the savannah, salt nuts, Penya Pack, Rex West and Daddy Chinese, Cecil Larry Aqual, the pioneer of English racing betting shops in Trinidad and Tobago. Chinese Stewart is in good company, unlike Sir Solomon Hochoy of Jamaican origin. He is born here. He is a product of indentured Indo-Chinese origin, a Trini to the bone. Support or oppose him? Tell me what disqualifies him. So I just say, let me look at, because the Chinese community is one who, though they do the work, don't say much, and they have been here working hard, business, trade, and other industries in this country. And that is where Minister Stuart Young heritage is. So when Kamala speaks about lazy young, I don't think she understands who she's speaking about. So this is in The Guardian. I saw this, it was a while back, but I was looking to look at some Chinese in Trinidad and Tobago. It says, on Tuesday before Carnival, Christmas, businessman Ting Hong Log from Golden Far East Limited donated toys, food supplies, electronic equipment, and a check to Lady Hochoy Home Cookery to bring some Christmas cheer and to assist those most vulnerable during the COVID-19 pandemic. So it was back then. Together with his wife, Tong Jiang Ming, Lau made a donation which consisted of a check for 3,000, 10 bags of jasmine rice, 10 boxes of noodle soup, a flat screen television, speaker, headset, toys for the children. Michael Chen, the owner of Dim Sum King restaurant in San Fernando, was also on hand to present a check for $3,500 to the home, plus another check for $3,000 on behalf of Wang Chinese restaurant from Marabella. Lady Hochoy Home Principal Sister Bertel Dean and other staff were appreciative of the goodwill gesture. Speaking to the Sunday Guardian on Tuesday, Lau said, I have been making donations every year to various charities and the needy since 2014 without publicity. Well, I'm publicizing it now, Mr. Lau. This isn't the first time I've donated to the home. I'm one of the founders of a charity group. We don't have an official name. That makes contribution to deserving organizations throughout the country and not only at Christmas time. I give different items and money depending on the needs of the people. In 2015, as one of the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Chinese Mutual Support Association, we matched the Chinese Embassy donation of $30,000 to the Lavantil community, and we also donated 1,100 toys and gifts. All you hear that? Let me read it again. In 2015, as one of the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Chinese Mutual, not me, Mr. Lau, Trinidad and Tobago Chinese Mutual Support Association, we matched the Chinese Embassy donation of $30,000 to the Lavantil community, and we also donated 1,100 toys and gifts. He said after the major flood in 2017 in Central and South Trinidad, he and members of the Chinese Merchants Association from the South donated materials to affected residents and were also active in south of the country. Lau said when members of the Chinese business community were killed in robberies, they also pooled their resources to offer financial assistance to the families of the deceased business people. He said during the COVID-19 crisis, he and other business people came together and donated masks and hand sanitizers to police officers, government workers, hospital staff, and frontline workers. Lau donated $10,000 and hand sanitizer. He said when he was helping others doing charitable work, he can bless others and felt happy to be of service to his fellow men. Lau said he will continue to do charitable work as long as there are people in need. He said he encouraged other people if they are able to. So that is, that's part of our heritage, Mr. Lau there. So let me look at the John Lee Lom. This is what he looked like. Trinidadian. This was in the university a while back. So it says here, it is hard to think of how a transcontinental railroad, a coin, an oil well, and a Chinatown could be linked, but they are. To understand why, we must take a trip to the past and understand the life of entrepreneur who would forever change the socio-economic landscape of Trinidad. In 1847, John Lee Lum was born in Guangdong, China. He migrated to California, where he worked with thousands of other Chinese immigrants in the gold mines. He also worked alongside more than 11,000 Chinese migrants to build a Pacific Railroad transcontinental railroad from 1863 to 1869. This railroad connected the existing Eastern U.S. rail network to Iowa to the Pacific coast at San Francisco Bay, reducing the time it took to cross the continent from months to days. In 1885, Lee Lum came to Trinidad, practically penniless. He lived among a community of Chinese immigrants who originally came to Trinidad as indentured laborers, mostly from the Guangdong province, comprising Macau, Hong Kong, and Canton. Lee Lum was also born in this province. The first wave of Chinese migrants arrived in 1806 to supplement the labor force on the sugar plantation, and the second after abolition of slavery in 1934. Between 1853 and 1866 to work on sugar and cocoa plantation. Most of the Chinese indentured laborers who remained in Trinidad quickly reverted to being launderers and not money launderers, or launderers in clothes. Washing clothes, laundry, shopkeepers. Against this backdrop of Chinese shops and laundries, Lee Lum set up a provision shop on Charlotte Street, Port of Spain, where he traded provisions for dry cocoa beans. These cocoa beans were then exported as there was a boom in the price of cocoa at the time. In addition to cocoa beans, he exported coffee and copra and imported goods from the Far East. By the 1900s, he owned a chain of 60 shops in villages throughout Trinidad and sent for labor from China to staff them. These new immigrants often comprised families and friends of earlier migrants, and worked mainly as merchants, peddlers, traders, and shopkeepers. This undoubtedly contributed to the third wave of Chinese migration, heightened in 1911 as a result of the Chinese Revolution against the Qing dynasty. In the 1890s, there was a shortage of coins in Trinidad. At his Labre shop, Lee Lum created his own currency in the form of square metal tokens with a hole in the middle so that the coins can be tied together. He invested his wealth in buying vast cocoa estates in South Trinidad and in Montserrat Hills near Vancouver. These estates paid their workers with IOU slips called chits and would be taken to his shop to be exchanged for goods. Lelam also brought lands at Point Guade in Chagaramas for quarrying subsoil suitable for road material. One of the major contributions of John Lelam was his role in the development of the oil industry. The first recorded oil well successfully drilled in Trinidad was in 1866 by Captain Walter Davent of the Paria Petroleum Company Limited in Aripiro, close to Labred. Oil production and refining, however, were difficult, and Trinidad oil industry remained dormant for another 40 years. It was Randall Rust and John Lelam who would breathe life again into it, and around 1900, Lelam noticed seepage of oil on a piece of land he owned in Guayagari. These seepages had been observed earlier in the 1880s by a surveyor along the coast. Lelam took a sample of the oil to Russ, a London-born businessman living in Port of Spain. He owned adjacent properties in the Guayagari area and began exploring for oil in the early 1900s. Lelam provided the initial funding for oil exploration, and in 1906 they formed General Petroleum Properties of Trinidad. They were further funded by Canadian financial banking. The Guayagari fields are reported to be the first oil field discovered in Trinidad. So people are going to leave it there. That is Mr. Lelam, Chinese descent. Let me read a little about Mr. Dr. Max Awong. This is what Dr. Awong looked like. So it says here, Maxwell Awong was the son of Joseph and Alice Awong and the fifth of 9 children. Born on March 10, 1920 in Port of Spain, Trinidad, he attended Belmont Boys Intermediate School, moving to Queen's Royal College in 1932 and St. Mary's College in 1937. He went to England next, where he studied at the University of London, attaining a Bachelor's of Science in Economics and in 1941. And he then attended the National University of Ireland, where he received a Bachelor's of Science and a Master's of Science in Physiology, and in 1950 and 1952, respectively, he completed his Bachelor's of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Bachelor of Art of Obstetrics, and then in 1953, he pursued a postgraduate studies in the Institute of Obstetrics and Gynecology. Does it have a medicine he didn't specialize in? At Hammersmith Hospital in London, and in England, 1958, became a member of the Royal College of Obstetrics and Gynecology and a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh. In 1960, he later became a fellow of the Royal College of Physicians. Well, you'll be surprised sometime how it was a physician. Physicians. I don't know why all of a sudden I can't pronounce it, but only know what it means, of Ireland. In 1970, and the fellow of American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. Dr. Awong was a leader in the field of obstetrics. Listen, not me today. And gynecology for over 25 years. He was also active in national politics, serving as a member of the House of Representatives from 1966. Physician. Oh gosh, I'll get just now. 1966 and 1976. Minister of Health from 1957 to 1971, and Minister of Local Government from 1969 to 1971. Dr. Awang took a keen interest in local culture. He was head of the Stick Fighting Association and was a popular carnival band leader. His band, Max Awang, the Midas, an associate, won Bands of the Year in 1984-1987. He was involved with the Orchid Society, the Horticultural Society, and the Family Planning Association. He was the chairman of several private companies and even invented an energy-efficient combustion engine. Dr. Awang was humble, passionate, and dedicated to the health sector. Physicians. I think so. Dr. Awang was humble, passionate, and dedicated to the health sector. For his commitment, he received the Father of the Year Award from the National Father's Day Council in 1976, a Long Service Award from the Government of Trinidad and Tobago in 1981, and a Long Service Award from the Family Planning Association in 1996. Dr. Maxwell Philip Awang passed away on October the 18th, 1998. I'm reading all this to say at the end of the physician. I'm reading all this to say at the end of the day. The Chinese, yeah, I don't know good with the big words and the physician. I will get it and I'm sure when I finish and I walk away, I will say it proper. The Chinese community has been here working hard, doing the do, not showing off, not telling everybody. And they remind me of people in the African community, you know, we just do, we do whatever. We don't really boast and tell people, you know, we children have 5 passes distinction that, you know, we don't really tell people nothing. We children doing masters, the PhD, that we don't just say the girl going good, yes, the boy doing good, yes, and we good with that. We're not as show-offy people, and the Chinese people don't appear that they are certainly not, because the amount of things they've done in this society as a quote-unquote minority group, that is now coming to our fore because coming forward because of the fact that Minister Stuart Young, who is of Chinese descent, his mom is Indian, has been put in the position to take the People's National Movement into the 2025 general elections as the Prime Minister. And because of that, a lot of nastiness, you know, nastiness and the nasty conversation has come out. And because of that, it sent me to do a lot of research now into the Chinese community and a lot of stuff I'm pulling and seeing. So I will keep bringing it to you to show you how valuable the Chinese community, just like the Syrian Lebanese community, just like the Indian community, Hindu community, Muslim community, African community, Christian community, all of us are important to Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? So what disqualifies physicians? Physicians. That's the thing. Physicians, Roxanne, physician. Okay, right, good. I say it once, twice, that's good enough. What disqualifies Minister Stuart Young from being the Prime Minister of this country? Right? So, as I go to wrap up again, remember the story of the tiger and the donkey. And I will read it again. I will read it again. I will read it again. Donkey said to the tiger, "The grass is blue." Tiger replied, "No, the grass is green." The discussion heated up and the two decided to submit him to arbitration. And for that, they went before the lion, who is the king of the jungle. Already before reaching the forest clearing, where the lion was sitting on his throne, the donkey began to shout, "His Highness, is it true that the grass is blue?" The lion replied, "True, the grass is blue." Donkey hurried and continued, "The tiger disagrees with me and contradicts me and annoys me. Please punish him." The king then declared, The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence. The donkey jump up gleefully. He had nothing for the years. He had nothing for the years, and he put him away. Oh, but that's a different story. The tiger accepted his punishment. The donkey jumped gleefully and went his way content and repeating, the grass is blue, the grass is blue. The tiger accepted his punishment, but before he asked the lion, Your Majesty, why have you punished me? After all, the grass is green, the lion replied. In fact, the grass is green. The tiger asked, so why are you punishing me? The lion replied. That has nothing to do with the question of whether the grass is blue or green. The punishment is because it is not possible for a brave and intelligent creature like you to waste time arguing with a donkey and on top of that come and bother me with that question. The worst waste of time is arguing with a fool and fanatic who does not care about truth or reality, but only the victory of his or her beliefs and illusion. Never waste time on arguments with that. Never waste time on arguments that don't make sense. There are people who, no matter how much evidence represent to them, they are not in the capacity to understand, and others are blinded by ego, hatred, and resentment, and all they want is to be right, even when they are not. When ignorance screams, it had a result, it had nothing else. All I wanted to do is talk to the thing and he pull them away. When ignorance screams, intelligence is silent. Your peace and quiet are worth more time. You know what the donkey say? Okay, just let me tell you what the donkey say. Let me tell you what the donkey say. The donkey say, the grass is green, the grass is green. No, blue. The grass is blue, the grass is blue. How much of that does he get to learn so? Yeah? Jumping up and down. Life is young, nothing is young, life is young. The next one going on stage. Raja, 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 and still Raja. Now they had to answer to the Mahasabha because Vijay ain't taking that dress so. He ain't taking that dress so. So people, remember, do not argue with the donkey. You will not win. They're not willing to hear, they're not willing to think, because if they were, they would have gotten the information they want. Look, people, not me now. To all those, I will read off another day. Let me see all who here today. Helen, Joel, Carol, Diane, Andrew, Philo, Erica, Alana, Alma, Dandy, Kira, Sandra, Shama, Kathleen, Angela, Roxanne, Anne-Marie, Gloria, Diane, Jenny, Patricia, Maureen, Ricardo, Judy, Christopher, Glennis, Cheryl, Steve, Patricia, Kenneth, Julia, Philomen, Hazel, Patsy, Marie, Marva, Ruthven, Theophilus, Nadia, physician. That is the word, physician. Nadia, Donna, Yvette, Hazel, Beverly, Katian, Helen, Russell, Pleasantville, Hadara, Anton, Charles, whole family from Pune, Diane, and Sarah. So people always remember before you get into an argument that you know whether or not it's the donkey you're talking to, right? And let me show you how you might know.
And to show you this, if they mean business, why when I ask him questions, they rush him off? That's to show you just pappy show, they come into pappy show we again. Pappy show, lies and pappy show. That's the first time I would have ever seen one when me whole entire life, and I saw born Sandy Grandy and I saw born Sandy Grandy and I'm born and I'm growing Sandy Grandy. And I asked him questions and nobody is saying nothing. Stuart Young pull him away. And they come to give us a lie. I ask you a question, tell me what you have in street food in store for which children. Plenty children have no jobs, nothing in place. I don't know what to do for you. I can never forget you. The last 7 years ago when we win the election, we campaigned to this house about house, sir. And we shut down in a maxi. I said, we flag you down and you pass me straight.
A few moments later.
But she don't just say that she don't know whoever, and then she talk about she didn't know him sometime before she can't forget when the campaign with he and the house was a board house and she maxi did break down and he passed them shit. And she said I thought she said she never see him. So people always remember whether or not I know who you're arguing with. At the end of the day, everybody have a right to protest, you know. All of we have a right to protest. All of we have a right to have an opinion. All of us have the right to choose whatever political party we want to vote for. Excuse me. That's your right. That's a democratic right. My thing about it is this. You could support your party. You could dislike the PNM. You could hate the PNM, whatever. Okay. That's your business. But if you want to make an argument and you have to be lying to make your argument, then you never had nothing in the beginning. And then to me, it just end up looking foolish. Because the truth does always come, right? The truth does always come back. And then where you'll be? You tell the next lie to conquer that one. I am saying again. And why it is I will talk about, oh, this is a comrade, because I think she's a wordsmith. This is a comrade at the end of the day. And to see where she's heading, because she seemed to be blindly following. I don't know if it is because no, it has some people that be up for the cause, eh? That's a general talking here. There are some people that be up for the cause, and it's because them personally getting something. It have those kind of persons that are done with the cause, you know, as long as them get something. And then there are people who are done with the cause because they want to see everybody get, not so much themselves. So it have two different kinds, and you just know them. The kinds who is them alone getting, and for them alone, it seems like them does do every and anything. That's the opinion I give them. So I hope to see probably later that a TikTok might be done on me, but that's okay. That's okay on social media, so those things will happen, I guess. But you know what? I'll tell people at the end of the day, there's two things you can't say about me, that others lie and others thief. I don't do those things. So people, again, understand where we at, understand what we have to lose. The people in America voted Trump against Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, because Trump is the man and Trump do this and Trump say he will make America great again. But I don't think he understands that America is great because of the because of minorities. Because who does pick the fruits of the trees and the oranges of the trees? Who does clean the homes? If you don't have those people there to do it, I ain't seen the white people going in no field to pick nothing. So how the money go make? So it's not right. Making America white, making America great again, you have to include all the other groups in America. Because the white people in America is not originally from America. They're trespassing in America. The original peoples of America is the American Indians, the Dakotas and the Sioux and those are original people. Everybody else came as immigrants. The same immigrants they want to run now is immigrants who came and under the shores of America. And yes, they did well. Nobody said no. But the point I'm making is people voted for Trump again. And what we have seen so far, bacchanal mayhem confusion, ain't something like UNC and that's who Kamala endorsed. Now we see two planes crash. 2 planes. Lord have mercy. They have something to tell Jesus. So people, I love you all. Stay safe, stay blessed. See you all on Wednesday. Go spend a comment something fresh, something new. This is Legal Ginger and Sister Jenny, Auntie Jenny. If you want to get formal, it's Miss Jennifer Frederick, another edition where we talk thing. And leave them, let us say, the grass blue. Don't argue. Tell your peeps, all they know it green. Yeah? All you know what to do come 2025, when it's time for election, no, all you know what to do. Yeah? We voting. They can say what they want. Oh, quickly before I go. Because my labor and my politics is two separate things. When I talk in labor, I don't talk no P&M thing. Labor is labor. Public officers go out and vote resoundingly for PSA United Sentinel, headed by Nixon Bennett Calendar, and a competent team that will bring back PSA to some semblance. Oral Sanders is a waste of time. To this day, he can't answer a question that I asked him, but he wanted to talk about my character. Instead, he sent one of his imps to try to get a rise out of me and talk about talking about Lord Chambers, if I call him. And I say again, I experienced racism, in my opinion, discrimination in United Public Officers under Oral Sanders in 2020. That is my experience. So I don't know how they could get no law letter from me or whatever. And to the other imps from industrial courts. When I post my post and they want to tag me, you always want to tag me like you always want to be up under my dress. I don't like little boys. And I want no more children. You're tagging me and accusing me of things me do, and then telling me about all I want to send lawyer letter for me. So I telling you I didn't make the comment. You telling me I make the comment, and if I mean about defamatory reproduction or some shit so I tell Mister, take your time, man. Drink your tea hot. Drink your tea hot. And just when they come in wrong, they come with truth. Anytime they come with lies, it will always be exposed because there's a imps. Imps, IMPS, imps. Yeah? So people, PSA election vote, PSA United Public Officers under Nixon Bennett Calendar. Oral Sanders supposed to leave that team he with, and he is supposed to go back on his workplace and go. He new president is now Edie Stewart, but he's so wicked. He is so nasty and thought. This little short, we must see how hubris syndrome too. Selma pre-action protocol letter for saying, I in my opinion, must see a hubris syndrome. Still holding on to want to be president of PSA. Them so is not good man. That could never be a good leader. You know that the PSA no longer represents nurses. No bargaining unit. The same thing we was cussing Roy Batiste for, because Roy Batiste had retired from Massa, getting money, have no bargaining unit, no more with PSA. We was cussing Roy Batiste for that just recently. And you want to come to do the same thing now? You ain't see like it's the same. You inside a PSA is, to me, is like carrying on the same way how Leroy and Duke and them was carrying on. Because you could never tell me you want to start off where you start off on a lie. So that's why I tell all you, do not vote for Oral Saunders. Do not vote for Oral Saunders. I say so. Tell them I say so. And tell them come out and talk to me face to face. Don't hide behind no woman's skirt dress. Don't hide behind no woman dress and poke out your head and poke it back in. Come out like a man. You're just a mama pool. Your mama pool. Kato, how are you going in Tobago, darling? You fly back in, you come back. Eh? You come back from foreign? Eh, Kato? Good night, darling. Have a blessed one. All I see all the Wednesday gospel I done. I done talk. Know who is the junkie and them, right? We know we just call them jackass. Know who is the jackass and them. And from the time you hear the telling all the grass blue. All you know what going on. I love all you are going. Get what? Jen, give me one money. Or little wicked just now. I don't know nothing to the youth. Nothing to the youth. I don't know for a long time. All I go on, yes? If all you feel all go put me in trouble, I love all you. Bye.
So you all have noticed that we put some other elements in it. So please put your hands together for DJ Ruckus in the back over there. Making some things happen in the back over there. It's a special night. My father is in the audience. Yeah. Father is in the audience. I saw him just now. Abu, I love him. Oh na na na, oh na na na, oh na 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 na, oh na na na, oh na na na, oh na 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 na. You've got to soar on your own, soar on your own, soar on your own. No, you've got to seek all the sky, yeah, seek all the sky, oh, seek all the sky. Well,